Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Roos. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there, and so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Well, not much. Just looking forward to having a chat with you, Stu, about this amazing new album.
Oh, cool. Great.
And tour that's coming up. So thanks, Stuart, from the Superjesus coming on and chatting with us at Metal Ruse. Wow, what a coup!
There we go. We got it.
So you got the new album that's been out since March 21st, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, yes. The eponymous album named it's just the Superjesus, right? So it came up March 21st. You've been working on it for some time now, haven't you? So you started recording way back in 2022 or 23?
Yeah, around 23, mate. Yeah. We'd had some demos and we the whole idea was really we looked at maybe doing releasing singles and things like that, and then we kind of had a chat and thought maybe we should do an EP. And I said to Sarah, I said, look, if we're going to do that, go down that road to an EP,
Mhm.
why don't we just keep going. Let's do an album. So that's where the whole idea came from just recording a couple of songs and just figuring when the time was right for because we're both a bit busy, but just feeling the time was right. Yeah, so that's how it sort of came about.
Well, I mean, I've been listening to it a lot, and it's a really fresh sounding album from a band that's been around a long time. And I know you've had a hiatus, and it's 20 years since
Yeah.
album to album, but it honestly, it doesn't sound like you've been away.
No, well, I guess that's part of the fabric of the band. The sound sort of has that, we kind of the small things like we know the rhythmic sort of strums together and just that sort of sound and what sort of chords we like and what have you. So that's kind of where it came from. But at the same time, we tried to put a foot forward and sort of lead into, perhaps something different for ourselves and try and challenge ourselves a little bit, whether it be the style of recording or the sound, of the recordings.
Yeah, I mean, there are some definitely different directions on the album. I mean, there are
Yeah.
some areas like I was listening to Gangbusters.
Okay.
And it sounds like a New York punk track to me. It has that real
Totally.
punchy, youthfulness to it. But
It
then
does.
you move on to Dancing with Myself. Like when you did the cover of Dancing with Myself, I love Gen X. So listening to that,
Yes,
that
for sure.
really made me smile that you'd covered it, but Australianized it in a way. Had a
Yeah,
real Australian sense to it.
for sure. For sure. Well, we did. I mean, that came about because we usually for shows, we've been doing this ever since we started. We will throw a cover in our set or tour or whatever, just for enjoyment, just for
Mm,
us, and people that come out to the show. And so we've in the past we've done Blondie, we've done the Sunny Boys, we've done
wow.
all. So this actually we played Blondie when we were touring the States, and a lot of the companies over there were going, "Oh, great song, great song. When did you guys write the song?" So, so we've always covered songs for fun,
Yeah.
and when we did that and we started recording, we were gonna. Well, we thought let's record it and put it out as a single for some fun and just sort of give it back to people to sort of incorporate themselves dancing in it, just to
Hmm.
get a bit of vibe with the band. And it just sounded so good, and it just kind of was where we're at the time. So we just figured, let's put it on the album.
I don't think
It
it's
just,
sound, I don't think it's ever sounded as good, mate. To be honest, I
oh,
think
great, thank you.
Sarah's vocal on it is
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, she worked hard on her vocals for this album. There was a lot of time and a lot of warm ups and lem sips and all sorts of potions being mixed up in the kitchen. But she came through and did a great job with the vocals on it. Yeah, definitely.
She does. Doesn't sound like. I mean, I listen to Sumo and then jump into this.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, really? It's the same. It feels like it was recorded in this almost the next day. It's
yeah,
that
yeah.
fresh sounding.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
you know,
We definitely like to tip our hat to perhaps the past, Tony, and like I say, the fabric of the band and what we're about, but also at the same time have an eye on the road and certainly what's in front of us. So that's kind of how the album sort of sound came about, really, of all the songs. Yeah.
and I mean, obviously, all the fans. I was thinking about this because I've been listening to you since '94. Like you're sort of, I was in the UK then,
Oh yeah,
and you were doing like you were breaking in the European market quite a bit about that around that time.
yeah,
And then when I came here in '97, you were all over. You were everywhere.
yeah,
Everywhere you
yeah,
looked, there was the Superjesus, right? Everywhere
yeah.
you looked.
We were working pretty hard at that point,
Yeah.
definitely.
So what I question is that the shows that are coming up, like you've got a lot of shows coming up in Australia starting very soon. Um, is it going to be odd for you that you'll go and there'll be people like me, my age, and I'm in my 50s, who'll be bringing their teenagers or their 20 somethings to the gigs because
Yeah, I dig it.
they played it to them in the car all the time, like
That's
we
right.
did.
Yeah, well, we just had that on the weekend. So we've just started the tour in Sydney
Mm.
and we're in Sydney and up, and we had people coming in with their kids who, exactly as you said, would be, oh, my dad's been dragged me along. It's my first concert or
Oh,
whatever. So it was really good vibe. And then what we've been doing is sort of having a chat to everyone as they're leaving, and we'll go out and just have a talk to them, and we let them know that we're around. If you want a photo, whatever, come
mm.
up and say good. And just hearing the stories and just getting feedback from everyone. I saw you guys 98, or I saw you 97, or I saw you, 2002. And then the stories that come with that as well. It's been great so far. It's been really amazing. Yeah, good vibe.
You are definitely one of a kind, Stu, as a band
Mm,
because not many bands can have the kind of gaps that you've had, big gaps in there,
sure.
and
Yeah.
still be as tight as a drum.
Yeah, well, we pride ourselves on that. We really do work hard, Tony, in rehearsal
Mm.
rooms and what have you. And that's the sort of, level we want to take it at and be, that's what we take serious. So we make sure it's done right by us, I guess. And then if we feel good about it, obviously everyone else does. So yeah, we work hard and pride ourselves on trying to keep it tight.
Good, because I mean, we all know, we all mourn the music industry at the moment because it's, if you look at the charts, if there was charts, can you find a band? No,
Yeah, totally.
very
Yeah.
difficult to find a band sound.
Yeah.
And I would love to think that you would come back and reignite this scene here because
Yeah.
it needs it. It needs a kick in the ass, Stu.
Totally.
And
Well,
and I think you guys can do it.
it's been, I mean, we're lucky. We're very blessed to be able to still be doing it for starters. Number one, we appreciate that we are very lucky. But I guess coming through the 90s and that whole scene, it was quite a difficult, well, not difficult. There was a lot of bands out there and a lot of good bands. So you had
Mm.
to put the flag in the sand, to say this is our sound and this is us and everything else. So we sort of pride ourselves on that, and we hope that that's all starting to come around again, and the '90s bands are starting to come back out and play. I guess the demographic is people have kids,
Mm.
so they're old enough to either stay at home or come to the concert as well. So we're happy to be put in that sort of vein and I guess, part of the Australian sort of sound, I guess. So
Oh,
yeah,
such an Australian sound. I mean, when I think back at those times, there's a sound, there's a real quintessential Australian sound that
yeah,
when I listen to it, I go, yeah, yeah, that's when my kids were really young and we
for
just
sure.
moved, and it has that, there's sort of that coming. I went from the Britpop thing in
Sure.
the 90s in the UK to here to this Australian sound.
Mhm.
And I felt there was such a synergy with the two, the two markets, the two genres.
Yeah,
It was such a nice transition for me, and I'm so
yeah,
glad you're
yeah.
back.
Yeah, great. Yeah, no, it was, and it is. You know, we just recently did a run with Cold Chisel and Cruel Sea. Now, Cruel Sea is another
Oh,
band. You know, and it was just fantastic. You know, we hadn't seen these guys for a while, and you know, we're all off doing other things, and to get back together and see these guys doing their thing, and it's just yeah, it is a good snapshot of Australian music,
mm.
and it's lovely to sort of wave the flag and say, you know, we're here to.
Yeah, be proud, man.
So.
The Australia makes brilliant
Yeah.
music. Like it really, really always has
Oh yeah,
done,
yeah.
you know?
Thank you.
I have to ask when you now because it's been
Thank
some
you.
time. I mean, I know you've
Yeah,
been.
we're
I
very.
know, yeah, I know you've been touring. Sorry, the delay. I know you've been touring a lot, but this latest tour is this going to be
Mm.
like all of the new album, or is it like Sumo and all the others, or is it just going to be
Uh,
focused on this album?
So what we've decided to do, there was two things we decided to do with this album. Was first was to go out and play it, the album. So because we started writing back, like say 2022 or whatever it was,
Mm,
23, we started to release singles as they were being recorded. So we would release songs. And then when the album dropped, there was already a familiarity with the album for people because they had heard songs. So we decided to put that in a set list, do the album live, which has been great. And the, you know, like I say, some of the songs are familiar already because people heard them 2 years ago when we put them out. And then we'll go back and we'll touch on Jet Age. We'll touch on Sumo. We'll pick songs from them and just do a nice, you know, warm out sort of set and a cool vibe, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because Jet Age is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I know that people say Sumo because it's the first one, but Jet Age has that. I don't know, just has a moment in time in my life which every time I listen
Yeah.
to it, I just go off into my happy place. And
Yeah, my brother's favorite as well, I think.
yeah, yeah, it's killer. It's all killer, no filler. Jet Age,
Yeah.
and so. But so is this new one. I mean, I was looking at again, listening to it again. The Diamonds is wonderful. Lights Out. I love, Money, which is
Yeah.
a track that lives with you. You can't shake it.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
catchy.
yeah. Sort of gets in there a bit, doesn't it?
It does. It's like
Um, we we felt the same. We felt the same when that was the first song we actually released. Um, and when we recorded, we decided, you know, there's plenty of avenues and different ways to record, and you can do it at home. Everyone's got their program and put it all together.
mm.
But this time around, we decided to all get together, do it
Ah,
somewhat old school, go in as a band, track as a band, and just get that feeling going, and you know, which sometimes can be missed when you're at home just doing a bass line or whatever,
mm.
or writing a demo. You know, I'm a pretty shit guitarist, but I'll try and get the idea on what I want to do
Yeah, yeah,
down, you
yeah,
know. But
yeah.
when you hear it like, you know, hearing it in a studio with the people playing it who are great at it, like Cam Blockland and
Yeah.
Murray Sheridan, yeah, it's a good vibe and it's a good feel, definitely.
No, I'm
So
glad
Monday,
yeah,
the first one that we did.
and I'm glad you said that because I have noticed recently a lot. I listen to a lot of music. A lot goes through these ears on a daily
Yep,
basis,
yep,
and I'm more attuned now to bands that record as a band.
sure,
You can almost feel it tangibly
sure. Yeah,
over the ones that are doing it. I mean, obviously, it's the way we do it now, across seas to different people.
yeah,
I
of
mean, it's
course.
beauty of the world that we have, right? But
That's right.
something about Stu bouncing off Sarah, bouncing off
Correct.
this and reacting
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
get on that
I agree.
album. Mm,
I agree. Absolutely. I mean, we started, so the demos were sort of written in that way. They were
mm,
written each individually,
mm.
or at home, or I'd come up, or Sarah would do something, or whatever. And then we go in as a band and do it together. So it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
And it is. You can hear it. There's some things we thought usually you have a click going in a studio for a song.
Mm.
We said no click. Let's just
Oh,
go a lower way and just let it push and pull where it kind of needs to, and just get a bit more of a human feel to it, I guess. You know.
I applaud you. I know that clicks are important,
It is.
I hate the bloody things. I understand what they do.
Yeah, yeah,
But it mechanical is that a word? It mechanic I can't even say it. It makes music
yeah, yeah,
mechanically.
yeah.
Uh,
Totally.
and the beauty of bands like yourself, you come from that, you know, the 80s beach punk
Yeah, yeah.
vibe. We didn't do that. We just played,
Cool. That's right. Yeah, exactly.
you know?
Yeah, and it was it, and being all together, when it was an exciting part in the song, you could feel it in the room. And when you could feel that, it kind of went down into the recording. So we that's a tick for us. We knew
Yeah.
right there and then that we were doing the right thing.
Well, like I was looking again, like with where was it? Not those. Which is the really I've got quite a sound. Loneliness is the new black. All right.
Yeah.
Now that's a really deep and soulful piece of music that
Mm,
that Sarah's really putting her heart into.
for
I
sure.
can't imagine you could get that kind of depth her being on her own. I think being the fact that
Yeah.
they're all together, you'd feel that vibe.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That song took a while to actually pen the lyrics and stuff like that because when you say when you 100% on the money when you said deep, it was deep, and Sarah was drawing on it from a place inside, and so we would go so far with that song and then have to stop because the vibe was just
Oh,
heavy. Yeah, yeah,
yes.
Hansa just had to light the candles and just back away slowly. Um,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
but
but
it comes across though, mate. It really does.
absolutely, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good tune. Yeah, we're
Mm.
happy with that.
And I call again, that's what's good about this album, and I think you've done really well, is that you're not going out at being, 90% 100 miles an hour. There are moments where you come across tracks like you've had your breath taken away from you and you go, oh, this is great. And then you go,
Mm,
okay, now time
yeah,
to just relax a bit, be a bit
yeah,
somber. It's still upbeat,
yeah,
it's still good, like vibrant music. It's just a heavier feel. And then you go off, bang out of that into gangbusters, and away you go,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah, totally. I'm hearing you. I know you because we've just played it like that too. So it's night and day. But the running order, even on Sarah and I think went back and forward for 2 months just on a running
Mm,
order, just going, oh, listen to this one, listen to that one. It didn't feel right here, it didn't feel right there, and so everything, every little minute, all
mm.
the minutiae is really important in an album, and didn't want to leave any stone unturned. So we worked really hard and pushed ourselves to sort of get not just the running order, but the variety that's on the album as well. So and like I said earlier, trying to put a foot forward in direction and but still maintain the past. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you do need that now. I mean, we live in an age. I blame iTunes. This I've always done this. Blamed iTunes for this. I don't know
oh,
why
yeah,
I do, but you could buy a song for $1 and move them around wherever you want, in what direction you want. And I'm doing this and shuffle this and shuffle that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but but then what that does is that's taking away your creativity, handing it to
yeah,
someone who has no idea. And
yeah,
I
totally.
listened to this album. I'm an album person from beginning to end. I'm not
Oh,
going
good.
to do
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
one
So,
single. I'm not going to do it because
yeah.
Stu, you, Sarah, the band, they went, right. Like you said, we went, gosh, we had discussions. It's romance. Should it go there? Should
Oh, yeah.
gangbusters go there? You didn't just go, that's it,
Oh,
done, off, road, jog
100,
on.
100%. That was 2 months. Easy 2 months it took us back and forward, back and forward. I think we've got it. We've got it. We've got it. Oh, actually, no, we don't have it because we go for a walk. Listen to it in the car. Listen to it when you're walking. Listen to it when you're working around the home, or listen to it doing something else. And all of a sudden, you start to feel the continuity kind of take its own sort of magic, and it would
Mm.
start to build in on its own thing. So, like I say, we everything was taken, we tried not to leave anything left in the tank when it came to putting this album out.
You didn't, mate. You did nothing there. It is superb as an album. It really, I just smiled, Stu, when I put it on, and
Right,
I
right,
think that's a big thing for me. Like I listen to some really heavy stuff, and
for
you
sure, for
and
sure,
you
yeah,
put on this, and you go, you know,
yeah,
it's just good music.
yeah. Yeah, I guess we're not reinventing the wheel, but it's honest, and it's organic, and we just feel good about it, and that's kind of, how I sort of sum it up.
But it's also your sound. It could only be you.
Yeah, totally.
You listen to that, you haven't lost any of the DNA all that time space between.
Right. Yeah, I love
None of
hearing
that
it.
DNA is gone. You're not suddenly decide to be 2025. You are who you
But
are, right?
yeah,
You
totally,
know?
mate. Exactly. And I'm the big one for that. Out of all of us, I'm the big one to say, you know, drag me kicking and screaming out of the 90s, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
Clouds like, Ruddy, what are you doing? Like, but we find a nice sort of compromise together, and it works. So that's what we're excited about and happy about.
Yeah, and you're just very lucky to have Sarah as a singer. I mean, she's just
Yeah, totally.
timeless, has a
Yeah,
wonderful voice, has such a sense of rock and roll. Um,
absolutely.
and honestly, I put this album on thinking, how is it going to sound? Is Sarah going to sound the same? Because I hadn't really listened, because I hadn't.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like, what? Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. That's right. That's right. I mean, she's amazing. Also with her guitar work, I've always said it. A lot of people perhaps it's overlooked a little bit.
Oh
Like
yes.
she's got a very good, sense of rhythm under there, and that's kind of overlooked, I guess, by singing and being the front sort of focal point. But in the engine room, she's doing a lot of really good work underneath all of that. I mean, yeah, it's worth checking out sometimes. If you're watching this podcast and you're thinking
Mm.
about coming out as a guitarist, check it out because
Do that. Absolutely do
she's
that.
no slouch on the guitar either. So it's good to have her around. She's a great person to be around too. So we're
I
lucky.
mean, like I said, I saw you guys in 97, 98, around that
Yeah.
time, and I'm a bass player, but
Oh,
I
fantastic.
couldn't sing and play bass. One brain
Sure.
can do one thing. How
For sure.
great
Yeah.
singers can sound that good and still, it's always
And
been
do
a mystery to me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, we go through the parts and sort of work out, especially if I've written any sort of guitar parts and they're crappy, he has to sort of fix them up and then sing over top of them. And it might not even be a chord like, Kumbaya. It might be something, totally different rhythmically to what she's actually singing, and that's quite difficult to do.
Oh mate, it's wonderful when they sort of do something atonal, but then singing up here. It's just
For sure.
it's a whole different realm of genius in my part
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
good stuff.
But so the tour, it's going to be so exciting. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming very soon. Like you've just done one, so you've got
Yes, we have.
quite a few, and then you're off to New Zealand as well.
Yeah, that's just been sort of added on. In fact, we announced the tour, and then it was like then it's slowly being added to and added to and added to again, and we're still getting, you know, offers coming in to play somewhere else. So, yeah, playing obviously all around Australia, and we did New South Wales on the weekend, sold out on Friday night, very close to sell out. I know we were stoked.
Brilliant.
And Saturday night up there in Avalon was fantastic, and the place was jumping, and just getting around the country again, and then being able to go over to New Zealand and play. We hadn't played there for a while, so it was
Hmm.
um, so it was great to be on the radar to sort of get over there and play a few shows, see some of our fun.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, as soon as you put your name on the bill here, it's going to do well. I mean, Australians, we love our music, and particularly
Yeah.
our homegrown music.
Yes.
And so like I said before early in the program, like is a sort of I hate the word sentimentality because I don't like that because I think this is a forward new album going and doing interesting new things. But there's a bit
Sure.
inside you that just go, oh, I want to see Super Jesus again. You know,
Yes.
I just want to
Yeah.
put
Great.
rage. I just want to put rage on again. Like,
That's it. Right. Totally, mate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Blessed.
yeah,
Blessed.
bless. Exactly right. I just want to put rage on again. Oh,
Yeah.
there we
Yeah.
go. Or Countdown. I don't know if it was around. It was around in '94.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Down Recovery was
Recovery. That's the one
yeah.
I keep remembering. It's the first time I saw
Yeah.
you was on
Yeah.
Recovery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Early. So you'd get a we'd be playing a show like driven in from wherever, playing all down the coast, and all the bands did it. But you'd get up at like 4 a.m. after probably a couple of hours sleep on a Saturday night and go into the studios and then get ready to play. It was always hilarious going in there, seeing the condition of everybody after a Saturday night, who had been out touring or whatever. It was because you always ran into people you knew. And
Of
other
course.
bands were always on it. So it was a great vibe. Very good vibe.
I miss it. I miss it. I
Oh yeah.
really do, mate. It's something I just. I know
Totally
I'm
right.
having an old man moment here. I shouldn't, but I just
Yeah,
do,
no, no.
and it's something that I feel sad that our kids, my kids are in their 30s, they grew up through that bit. They understood it, but
Sure.
the younger kids who have no idea, they wouldn't know what
That's
chart
right.
was.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know what a you know. But hey,
Yeah,
you'll bring
that's
it
right.
back to them. You're bringing it back, Stu. You're bringing it
Yeah,
back.
bringing it
You're
back.
bringing it
Yeah,
back.
we know. Yes, mate.
That's it. Now just go over Europe to Europe and show them how to do it. Right?
Yeah, well, we're talking about it. So it's on the to-do list, put it that way.
Oh, mate, they'd love you back over there
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Like just that this album is such a good album. It can go anywhere and do anything. So, I mean, if you
Well,
can
cool.
do this album, before we leave, I have to ask you a quick question.
Yes,
This
yes.
album is brilliant. It obviously took a few years. Are you working on a new one?
I've just started doing some demos of some new ideas. Yeah.
Wow,
So,
brilliant.
yeah, and so just at before we split, I wrote about 40 odd songs for this album. I
Mm,
think Sarah did about the same. So the
wow.
process is we go into a hotel room
Yeah.
and we just start playing each other demos. We got pad and pen and just write down ideas and when you feel a bit of a vibe or whatever. And yeah, you just sort of put an asterisk or a tick next to something. And yeah, so that's how it's sort of whittled down. But those ideas are still there, so it's not like and some songs were recorded that we did do the album. But yeah, so anyways, to answer your question, yes, I just put down a couple of demos the other day.
Oh, wonderful. It's just nice to
Yeah,
think that there is a little bit of spark again, and we may see a couple more
totally.
albums out
Yeah,
of you
yeah.
guys.
I'd love to do it again. Yeah.
Oh, look, I mean, I was just doing a show the other day about something else very similar about a band that had time in between and chatting to about it, and there was a marked difference from this one to this one. But
Mm.
this doesn't feel the same with you. It put it
Oh,
on, it's fresh. It feels like you've never left,
yeah.
and I think that is applauded to you and the band, to you and Sarah and the rest of the band. It's a credible achievement
Thank
for
you.
you
Yeah.
all, and I hope that the audiences really go off. I
Yeah.
hope they
Yeah.
really, really go off for you.
Absolutely. And so do we, bro. So do we, mate.
Aus- Australian
Yeah.
audiences are good like that. You
They
go,
are good
you
luck.
don't get a quiet one. I don't remember ever seeing a quiet one.
No, 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 same. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what made us all back, coming through those sorts of crowds. That's
That's
if you were
it.
shit, they tell you you're shit, and if
Yes.
not, if you all right, yeah. It was kind of like the ritual to go through. If you can get through a tour and then you sort of made that and do another one, and you started to learn your chops a bit on stages and things like that. That's what it's
Mate,
all about.
mate.
It's a great breeding ground for bands.
This country, yes, there's no flies here, mate. If you're crap, they will
Absolutely.
tell you, and they
Yes.
and
Yeah. Oh,
they
100%.
and if you're wonderful, they'll also come in droves and love you. So
Yeah.
it's special. And thank you again for coming on chatting, and thanks for the album. I look forward to the
No
tour,
worries, man.
and hope I might even try and catch you sometime soon. That might be good.
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
difficult aligning the universe.
Absolutely. I'm hearing you, man. Absolutely. Yeah. We're the same. We're all the same.
Yeah, yeah, man. But anyway, say hello to the band for me. Keep safe. Enjoy the tour.
Will
And
do.
again, thank you for the album, dude. It's just,
Thanks, man.
I am keep singing money.
Appreciate it.
It's money's just bouncing around my head all the
Oh,
time.
yeah. Yeah, I know, right? I do that. I do that all the time. Like if I'm around somebody who's written a song, I sing it, and it's like, and I might see him looking at me sometimes, like, "Ooh, is he taking the piss or what?" But I can't help.
No, you
Yeah,
can't. You do. I mean,
No.
you write catchy music, mate. It all down to
Right.
the end of it. You write good, honest Australian rock music, which is something that is so sadly missing. And it's nice that
Mm,
you can come back here and, there's no pretense. There's no
absolutely.
carry on and put on the same costumes and be someone different. You are who you are. And
Yeah. It,
that's it, man.
it wouldn't work any other way, I don't
It
think.
wouldn't work. No, Stu, it would not. Because we'd put the album on and go, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
totally.
you just turn it off, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
this one is, I mean, listeners to this, you're watching this, you can't put it down.
Mm.
And it's only
Yeah.
37 minutes long, but I love that.
Is that what it is? 37.
Yeah,
We managed to stretch it out to 45 live.
yeah.
I think it is. Yep.
I love
But
that though.
yeah, yeah, so do we. You don't want to sort of crowd the plate too much, you know.
No, mate.
And like I think you touched on it earlier, people's attention levels are perhaps
Oh,
it's I look at I here's one thing. I look at albums and I have albums that I haven't played yet that were from 3 years ago, whatever. Maybe it's the Black Crows or it's somebody
mm.
else I haven't listened to yet, and I do that on purpose. So I get when the moon's right and the
Yes.
stars are up, I put it on like a fine wine and I
Oh,
sit back and listen to it without
yep,
anybody's all the hoo-ha's gone,
yep.
and then I'll put it on. Yeah,
Oh, I
I
love
love
it. I'm like that. I go into a darkened room because sometimes if I'm in the light, I get distracted. I'm sitting there listening to the album. Oh, look, I'll get a
it.
glass of gin. Oh, no. But if it's
Yep,
in the
yep,
dark, I hear all the nuances.
correct. Yeah, you do.
And it comes together in this beautiful ballet. And
Yeah, good.
I really sort of appreciate that kind of thing. And I agree with you. Yeah, attention span.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we'll bring it back. We'll teach the kids. Come
37
on.
minutes. Yep.
Sit down and listen to that 16-minute
Yeah,
track. I told you.
totally. Yeah.
Oh, way,
Uh,
but thank you again. Running out of time, but
anytime, mate.
oh no, it was a real pleasure, and actually genuine pleasure for me because you've been on my in my record collection for so many years
Yeah.
that to when someone said, "Do you want to chat with?" I'm like, I'll keep me think about that. Oh yes.
Yeah, good on you, man. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, that's lovely, mate.
All right, mate. Again, keep it up and
Will
enjoy the
do.
tour, and I so look forward to hearing more music from you guys.
Thank you, man. Well, hopefully it won't be too long.
Well, if it's 20 years, it's 20 years.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, totally. I get it. I get it. Yeah, definitely.
Mate. Well, thanks again.
Thanks, Tony.
Mate,
Appreciate it, buddy.
mate, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Brilliant, man. Keep
All
rocking
good.
Australia. Okay. Right, mate.